audience, and you know, you can always try to get new fans. We're going to be neutral. You can always try to get new fans, man. But if you know that you got a 70 or 80% audience of a particular audience, you've got to also want to keep that audience. Like, why can't you try to have all the audience? Why is it always at the expense of? Why is everything, am I wrong? At the expense of. We want these fans at the expense of. Well, then you do that, and it's at the expense of 80% of your audience. That's dumb, because even if you succeed, hey, you got that 30, that 20% you didn't have. Now you only have 20% audience, though. Instead of going, hey, why don't we keep the 80 and draw in the 20? You know what I mean? And have all the people and all the money and everyone's enjoying it together. And, you know, happiness. It's like, no. We can only do A at the cost of B. And I don't know why they think that's the case. And when we get to that topic, you know, we'll go further into it. But it's just, I don't understand this only at the expense of mentality of we can only do this if we completely run off everyone over here. That's not how any business succeeds, especially when you literally go, there's like 500,000 people. That's just a random number thrown out over here. And there's like 4,000 over there. And you're like, even if we get all 4,000, that's nothing compared to what we had. You know what I'm saying? And this product cannot maintain itself. So what ends up happening is that you create this idea that 4,000 is a bad customer base and everything that involves them fails, which may not even be true.
All right, nobody knows what you guys are talking about, man. Come on, let's get started.
I'm waiting for you to get ready. Do your little intro.
All right, welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And on Skype,
we have Bloodaxe.
All righty, let's get started. I mean, since you guys have been talking about it for the last half an hour before the show, you know, let's go ahead and get this Kathleen Kennedy. Oh man, I get a bad taste in my mouth now every time I say this because there's been so much talk of this woman, dude. And I mean,
hey, don't forget Leslie Headland. She's also big news.
Yeah, but I've heard Kathleen Kennedy's name more than my ex-wife's name, you know? Like, I mean, I hear this woman, I've heard her name so much, I feel like, you know, I should either be married or related to her at this point. I mean, we talk about this woman so much. So what do y'all got to say about her this time? What has Kathleen Kennedy done now?
Well, I mean, Bloodaxe, you want to start it? I mean, I'm pretty versed on it. I think I've just updated you on it because I know you've been dodging Star Wars news because it's a headache, but I'm not going to dodge something because I don't like it. I like to be informed.
It's not that I dodge it. I do pay attention to it. But basically, what it all boils down to is in preparation for the highly anticipated Acolyte show, they're prepping the future failure of their show by saying that it's a male-dominated audience and it's going to be our fault when this show fails.
Yeah.
And they're throwing out this is the first female lead for a Star Wars property. Well, Diane Chow did Obi-Wan, so that was a female lead. Okay. And they were trying to get...
what about the whole, what's her name? The Padawan. Anakin's Padawan. Ahsoka.
Yeah, that was Dave Filoni that was doing Ahsoka.
Oh, I thought the female lead is in the player. I mean the character, I'm sorry.
I'm talking about as far as the showrunner goes, which Leslie Headland's doing this one. And we all know about her spotless resume working for Weinstein back in the day. But this week they're starting to lay the groundwork that because it's male-dominated audience, when the men don't watch it, you know, we're all pigs, which, you know, I guess we all are because we don't ever watch anything with women than aliens.
Dude, I can go to more recent. Like, I mean, there's been stuff recently that has popped up. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I've heard there's been several like recent franchises that are going off. It just depends on what you make, you know.
Well, I mean,
women
not
lead
long
has not
ago,
been an issue. The issue is always, it keeps being, and this is even things that we have male leads in, is they keep making the males incompetent and the females be the ones that have to always, you know, pull all the weight. And, you know, that happens sometimes, but it shouldn't happen every time.
Even beyond that, to say that it's not going to be watched because of men, well, first of all, you're not targeting men. Like, you've even said that. So here's the thing. You cannot blame a demographic for not watching your product when you yourself state your product is not made for that demographic.
When you keep belittling men in your product.
And you say
And
that.
then-
They say
yeah.
it's not for men. I'm like, okay, then men aren't going to watch it.
And then you go, well, and I mean, if you admit that you have a male-dominated fan base, here's my thing. Our show, the core audience are middle-aged men. That's the majority of our fan base. You know, we have women that watch the show. We have younger people that watch the show, you know. But I'm not going to start shitting on middle-aged men.
I mean, well, if I want to. But I'm not going to do it if and say, then get mad if we lose
And then go,
viewers.
yeah, and then go,
We do what we want.
man, why have we lost why are we not getting our viewers have quit showing up in the chat room, and you know we got all these down votes. I don't know why. Well, because I just shat on my major fan base. No, you know, I'm obviously if you have a fan base, yes, you want to expand that fan base. You want to see if you can get, you know, we've talked about different ideas to expand our fan base. You know.
Mm-hmm. We got ideas running to try to reach out a little more.
But at the same time, our core fan base is probably always going to be middle-aged men, you know?
Yeah,
So-
we're a geek culture show, and most people in the geek culture, I mean, there are some women that are into it, but
There's
I
plenty
mean-
of women. But I mean, just body count, you know, body count is going to be men, and we're not aiming. Like, nobody here is whoop-de-dooping. Our soundboard sits untouched most of the time. We're not trying to entertain the kids. You know what I'm saying? So most of our audience is
soundboard?
older, mid-range. We know we could aim for a young demographic, but it's not really our style. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing, is that we also understand. Like, we're where we are because we made our decisions. But to complain, and honestly, he was way nicer than me. Like, the message I sent out about, she knows it's a male fan base, had a much meaner follow-up statement about it, because I'm like, well, I mean, it isn't like ugly. It was just like intellectual questioning of the person who goes, it's a male-dominated fan base. Then what are you doing? I'm sorry, but what are you doing? It's like, if you know it's a male-dominated fan base and you've done what you've done for the last few years, Bloodaxe, that seemed bright to you?
well, yeah, I mean, and there are Star Wars stories that can involve strong, powerful women
Of course.
that are interesting and not necessarily light side. I mean, if you wanted to go with a darker female story, go with the Night Sisters of Dathomir. I mean, who would not like to see a story about the witches of Dathomir?
I
would
could
be
watch a whole
phenomenal
series
story,
about
and I
them.
would tune into that, and that's naturally led by women that are strong, powerful, and it's a matriarchal society. Do something like that.
Well, the thing is they lose the natural. I mean, dude, Asaka was not necessarily a bad choice. I mean, if you wanted a female lead, it's just
Didn't do it right.
they didn't do it right. They didn't let it go natural. They had to focus on the fact that it was a
Well, also, then they tried to rewrite the Clone Wars cartoon.
Yeah.
Instead of focusing on Ahsoka, wasn't even about Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Instead, they took a character who wasn't a Force user, made her a Force user, and then tried to make her a better Force user than the male character from the original series. And you're just like,
yeah.
why didn't you just focus
So, I mean,
on Ahsoka?
yeah.
I wanted to see Ahsoka.
Exactly. So yes, they had choices. It's just they did poorly with them, and once again they want to blame it on.
Because she was awesome in The Mandalorian. I loved her appearance in The Mandalorian. Yeah. I thought, man, Ahsoka's awesome. This series is like, this is going to be great. That is not what we got. But then neither did we with Boba Fett. Great in The Mandalorian. We didn't get that. So
right. And I have really enjoyed the Rebel series. And if they were truly going to continue the whole story with Ezra Bridger and Sabine, yeah, I'd have been there for that. But they didn't do that. It was a bait and switch. And again, it's just another reason why I don't trust anything that Disney does when it comes to Star Wars.
I mean, they did have a female that had a pretty good fan base in Mandalorian. That was a strong female, but they fired her.
Yeah. Honestly, she was supposed to have her own series that she was leading. Remember she was supposed to do the Rangers series. Yeah,
Rangers Public. Yeah.
I mean, to wrap it up, the key thing we want to point out here is that you're aware. So now we've teased Captain Kennedy, but like we've told you, we're not really that sweaty about any of this, man. We're just having fun because, I don't care nearly to the degree. Yeah. But I now have to go, in all seriousness, okay, you're terrible at your job. Now I mean it, because it's like you have admitted you're doing your job wrong. You have admitted that you're literally in conflict with your customer. And you have made the same mistake, which is let's attack the male audience before the show comes out. So men that may have been willing to give the show a chance are now even less likely because you've attacked them. There's other things they've said. I'm not even going to bother bringing up, but it's just bad. It's just bad business. And like I said, I don't get it. I'm not caring about woke, non-woke, and all that. I'm looking at it as a businessman these days and just going, Kathleen Kennedy is a terrible businesswoman. That's just the truth. Because before, I thought maybe in her head, she really believed that this was a more female audience than male audience, or that this was a massive, at least a 50-50. But she has now confessed, I always knew it was nowhere near a 50-50. I knew it was male-dominated. I knew they didn't want this. So then you're just a failure. And not a failure by accident. You're a failure because you've made bad calls while knowing better. I can forgive what I've always said. Have I not always said it? I said, I respect the CW for the fact that at least they rode that sucker down to the member. They rode it out. They said, we believe this. We are not compromising. We don't care who doesn't watch our show. And they rode it all the way until it crashed. But they stuck to the guns. I actually believe that they believed what they said. But this is, you're an idiot. You know that you're not going to succeed. Well, then I cannot have sympathy. I will always respect an idealist, even if I don't agree with them, because I understand believing something and standing by what you believe in and thinking you're doing the right thing. Or even wanting to do the right thing and just not succeeding, but your goals are good. But Kathleen is just going, no, it's a male-dominated audience. I know that. I know they don't want this. I'm just burning this ship to the ground. But I know that I'm failing. I know this won't work. Well, then you're going to get everyone fired. You're going to crash Lucas Studios. All those people are going to lose their jobs, right, Bloodaxe? They're going to lose their jobs. She's going to ruin Lucas Studios, and she's doing it intentionally. I can't stand a person who purposely sabotages what they're on. That's messed up. If you don't like it, don't be a part of it. But sabotage and hatefulness is terrible. And the only hatefulness I see in the current Star Wars is Kathleen Kennedy's hateful attempt to destroy it by constantly doing something that she has now confessed to knowing cannot succeed, which is what she basically said. They're basically saying Acolyte will fail, and we know it'll fail because men. And it's like, okay, then why are you doing it? Why are you putting your actors through the attacks they're going to get? Why are you messing up their careers or they're going to be tied to this failure? Why are you causing more losses for Lucas Studios? Why? It's because mean lady, I guess. Just mean lady. I don't know. Because at least, like Neil Druckmann, let's look at some Neil Druckmann stuff over here. We're probably not going to cover it, but Neil Druckmann, I do believe Neil Druckmann believes his own hype at least. I believe R.T. Davies thinks he's really doing something. He's wrong, but I believe he thinks he is. I believe in his head, he really believes I'm doing something. He's not. but he believes it. But Kathleen don't even believe it. She said it. She knows. So I'm like, well, if you don't believe it, why are you doing it? Why are you hurting like this cause? Why are you making it look like women-led products can't succeed? Why are you not trying to make something that will uplift what you're pushing instead of failing? Like we said, write a good story. Like in our chat, make good characters, write a good story. Prove everybody wrong, which honestly, nobody says that you can't, but in her head, well, no, she knows that's not true either. I can't defend her at all, dude. I can't. I've got no defense for KK anymore. I got none.
Well, I mean, the only thing that I can think of is just being malicious, because if she can't have it her way, then no one's going to enjoy it. And that's just a hateful way to do business. Plus, it's not her money. So she's not losing anything. And she's getting, later on in her career, she don't have to work. So she's taken care of financially. So why not go and burn it to the ground on the way out the door?
Yeah, that's all it is. Just hatefulness, man. That's all it looks like.
Well, speaking of hatefulness and bad ideas, Embracer boss mulls increasing the price of video games beyond $70. Like,
didn't they just hype that recently?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, nobody likes Embracer games anyway, so.
I mean, Embracer Group has, but they fired and sold off so many.
Yeah.
But yeah, now apparently they brought up the fact that they're like, but in reality is no one has tried it. If you create an enormous role-playing game, for example, with 100 or 150 hours of gameplay, very polished, Anyway, going into just trying to say that maybe it should be over $70.
It's just funny because literally none of the $70 games are worth it. That's the biggest opinion is most of the best games I played have not been $70. Like the triple A is the worst games on the market these days.
Well, it even says recent data points to gamers tending to favor older live service games such as Fortnite, Roblox, Call of Duty, leaving less room for new full price games. And honestly, other than that, I would say, and indie games that are also not full price games.
Plus, guess what? When it's a really good game, you don't have to do that. People buy the higher price version of it because they want to support it. Like they go get the full version of the game. Like we all own. Everyone here owns like the $100 version or like the higher price version of Remnant 2 because it was a really good game.
Yeah,
you don't have to, but making the minimum price higher. I'm not going to buy it until it goes on sale.
Well, my thing is too, man. I mean, you're talking about $70 games. What $70 game has been worth it recently?
$7 base price, nothing.
What if we bought full price lately that we were like, I got my money's worth out of that.
Elden Ring, and that's not recent.
Yeah, which Elden Ring actually currently is back on the top sellers list on Steam. With the new DLC coming out, apparently a lot of people have jumped back out and started. It's even got new people playing it again. I guess people who waited for it to mature and then go, okay, I'll buy it right before the.
Well, I think it's just that people going, there's nothing else to play.
Yeah.
So they're going and getting Elden Ring because honestly, we've been looking like crazy and we can't find anything to buy on the market that we think's worth the money. Like most of them,
I think Remnant 2 is the closest recent game that was worth. I mean, when we first got it, we played it for a month or two and had a blast.
Yeah,
because of all the.
But it was not a $70 game either.
No, like the version we got because we got the
we got the deluxe edition, but the base game was like $49 or $39.
Yeah, it wasn't so.
I mean, from the other than that, I think the last time I paid full price for a game was Wonderlands, and that was not worth the price tag on it.
That wasn't worth half its price tag. Oh.
And I can't think of anything coming up because we thought Diablo 4, echoing Flynn in the chat, we thought Diablo was going to be worth the price tag. It wasn't. And so nothing on the radar is even close to that. I mean, I might be interested in paying for Space Marine 2, but I'm not going to pre-order it because I don't know what kind of quality of game we're going to get.
Yeah. You paid full price, Q, for Dragon's Dogma. How about?
Oh, I enjoy Dragon's Dogma, actually. I did. Now, I have to say, though, remember our review. If you love the Dragon's Dogma 1, it's worth it. If you're not a Dragon's Dogma fan, it's not. I'll actually say it's not. But if you like Dragon's Dogma, great game and worth full price. But you have to be someone like me who loved the first game. Because it's really just Dragon's Dogma again. It's fun, but it's Dragon's Dogma again. Like, I don't call it, instead of calling Dragon's Dogma 2, it should have been called Dragon's Dogma again. Yeah. But
now, it would be interesting to pick up this conversation next week after we have the showcase and see if there's any games that are being announced that we would be willing to pay full price for based on what we see coming out next week.
Well, we have we had the PlayStation showcase this week, which we'll be talking
cover
about
that next. Yeah,
here in a minute.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, no, you might. Many of the no, because not a lot of them are on Xbox, but like a lot of the games are on PC. So for us, it's really a PC showcase.
Yeah, and if they ever get to the point where I can get Steam onto my Xbox and run Steam games from there, which I know is being debated, and that would be phenomenal.
There's been a lot of rumors lately about Steam and Xbox collab. Yeah.
Honestly, that would murder PlayStation. Oh my God, if you could play Steam games on your Xbox, effectively making you a PC gamer with your console, and you can finally join us in the promised land. We have plenty of games then to play. Like we'll start going down the list. Like that would just slaughter. Because also that would mean you could play all the stuff that they're putting on Steam.
Well, Xbox has. There's been a lot of interesting rumors, and we haven't really talked about them much. And I'm not going to talk about them much now, just because for one, I want to wait till the June showcase to see what comes out of that. But also because they're far fetched, these rumors right now. But a lot of them I've heard. I'm like, that would be cool. Like one of the things that was mentioned was just instead of there being an Xbox, there'd just be Xbox certified hardware, which then anybody could make the Xbox as long as they're using the certified hardware. And it basically just be a PC, so it could also run Steam.
I would love to see a hybrid of an Xbox and a Steam Deck.
So,
for Bloodaxe mainly.
You wanna fuck PlayStation, man. That is the way.
Oh no, Sony fanboys would be tearing their hair out if that happened, because also that would give all the games that Sony puts on PC from now on would be playable. So they'd be like, oh.
Fine, it'd be a fuck you to Epic too.
Well, screw Epic. Yeah, Epic's right up there. But speaking of the Sony. Like,
are you going to go to that one?
You got something else?
I had the Valorant thing as the next.
Oh, well, we can have a little fun there. Speaking of telling your fans to screw off or giving very good reason, which actually plays into the PSN later.
Yeah.
Valorant has a new toxic player policy where essentially they're saying that they will start doing hardware bans or basically perma bans for, quote, toxic behavior on their game. Now, we all know that this set me off because I am always of the opinion that barring cheaters or breaking copyright, my opinion is that I've bought your game. If other players want to not play with me, they can block me or whatever, but I paid for this product. If you take away my product, you should refund me.
Well, my thing is, my policy. My biggest thing is I get the cheater thing, and
cheater, I get it.
And that can be covered well in terms of service. It's well defined, cheating usually, where toxic players or hateful players or hate speech, these are all things that are not well defined. And let's all be honest. Shit talking is sort of part of gaming. And it's like, where do you cross that line to hate or toxic?
Well, I have a little different stance, but what do you say, Bloodaxe, before I jump on that? About the shit talking is toxic.
What Xeno is saying is true. It's been very common in gaming since we were kids and playing Street Fighter. We're always talking smack back and forth.
Dude, if we were on the freaking basketball court shooting hoops with our friends. We were shit talking, you know.
And
I mean,
and whenever
it's always part of competition.
And when I used to host rooms for Mech Assault back in the day, somebody come in, I would actually make them say a phrase, I want a transformer. And if somebody would do it, I would kick them out of my room because I don't want squeakers in my rooms. If an adult was in, they could jump in and goes, the fuck you want me to say that for? So, okay, you're an adult. You're cool. So, yeah, I mean, we've done that for years. And it's not always being hateful or malicious, but if you suck, people are going to rag you about it. Yeah. And now people's feelings are just so soft that we can't even play with somebody without hurting their feelings, and they go get reported. Now, if you're using racial slurs or something along those lines, okay, I get it. But if you can't even well define your policy or have a list of certain terms that you can and can't say, and it's going to be arbitrarily subjective, then why would I even want to pick up your game to begin with? Yeah. Because he's right. If you get a fan,
and Flynn in the chat room says, dude, I've read how bad it's got. Shit talk is one thing, but it's got really bad death threats, trying to track players to harass them. Also, this is a game they're trying to use in tournaments, so they're trying to clean it up. And I agree that the things you've mentioned there should be probably on a list somewhere, well defined. If you death threats are illegal. That's a call to action, you know. So that's
not hate speech to me. That should like threats of violence and direct actions, I believe, don't fall under hate speech.
Doxing somebody and trying to cause harm, that's illegal. That is a legal issue. That's why I say draw lines. We have lines in our legal code. If you want to go beyond the legal code, I get that. You want to do tournaments, so you don't want people to say certain hateful words, you know, slurs, slang. Define that and go, hey, we don't allow this. This will get you banned. But you also need to define that before somebody buys your game.
But you don't have to ban them from the game. Just give them a communications ban. That way they can't communicate, but they're still playing your product.
And that's where I was going to get my stance in. Now, my sentiment is, as I stated, and I've got it pretty wrapped up, and thanks the way you said that, very good, it adds to it, is that, to me, when it comes to a hardware ban, a perma-ban of the service, i.e., I'm taking back your product. Because a hardware ban is, you don't own this game anymore, pretty much. It is, we're taking the product back. I believe that, obviously, anything that breaks copyright, terms of service, and illegal, well, yes, a threat of violence is illegal. That's a criminal activity. To me, that is a perma-bannable offense. These are things that should cause you to negate your rights to a refund for them not providing the product. I fully agree. But, because I'm not coming at it from I'm not going to defend shit talking one way or another because I don't care about defending it. My sentiment is this, though. Because all of that is between you and the company. That is, you making something that's a criminal, that company has a right to go, hey, we're not going to be a part of you threatening someone's safety. That is a perfect reason for the company to intercede. Yeah. You step in when you see criminal activity. You step in when you see copyright, breach of term of service. Anytime someone's actual safety is threatened, even just threatened, I get that. But hurt feelings? No. Because another person, how they want to feel about something, does not in any way negate my product. They can choose to not interact with me. That's why you have block and mute. But just because Joey wants to be called Zimazaba, and I don't want to do that, doesn't mean I should not be able to play my game. It means I shouldn't be able to play with Joey. But it doesn't mean that you get to take my product away from me. I paid you for the right to play this game.
Means Joey should be able to decide that you shouldn't play with him by blocking.
Yeah, block. I say, obviously Joey could do that. And there you go. And if you even want to try to have some groups where you go like, hey, you know what? We got some servers And over here, they're big on this, and over here, they're not. Whatever. But I paid for a product. And the only time my right to that product should be interceded is when I have done something that would be a moment the company needs to step in. And obviously, threatening sexual assault, threatening any kind of violence, trying to dox people, track someone to their home. Hey, I'm big against doxing. Hey, I think that there should be way more charges. I think doxing should be pursued way more aggressively with legal charges. I really do. I think that threatening somebody's safety and actually, especially trying to find out who they are, should fall under, I think that more pushing on that. I actually agree that stuff needs to be shut down. But you don't like what I said, then I don't have to play with you. But I paid my money like they did.
Yeah.
Why does he get to have the right to say that I can't play the game? He can say, I don't like the way he talks. Okay, block me. We won't even show up in each other's groups anymore. That's the way it's supposed to work, at least. That's the way it tends to work on the games me and Bloodaxe play on Xbox. Xbox games, usually when you block somebody, they can't even drop in a group with you. It literally, we've had people try to join. Remember, I've tried to bring people into a team and it won't let them in because they were blocked by people in that group. That's how effective the block can work. But that's my point, is that I believe that the term hate speech does not qualify you ban me. I do believe threats and all of that, definitely. Absolutely, man. You don't threaten somebody. I hate that. Yeah. And nobody has to put up with that. And you know what? Ban them. Ban them. And if it's too egregious, like doxing or trying to find out someone lives where you think there's a real threat, I say you need to turn them in. Turn them in. Absolutely. But if somebody goes, hey, man, we're doing this or we believe in this, and somebody goes, yeah, man, I don't want to talk about that. I just want to play the game. I'm not into that. That person, and that's considered hate speech because, remember, sometimes just not being supportive enough has been considered hate speech.
That's why I said you should be able. They should, if they're gonna stop people from playing their game, because it should be defined now.
And before people buy it, not after everyone's bought the game.
Well, the game's free to play.
Oh, okay, my bad. Take that back.
I didn't realize that either. So, okay. But they do have microtransactions, so you can have a monetary investment into the game and lose that.
Yeah, but now I gotta switch teams because I'm like, yeah, that's on you though. Like I'm not gonna say you got to get your microtransactions back, but that's because you shouldn't do microtransactions. So now I gotta go. If it's a free to play game, they can do whatever they want. A free to play game because you just don't play it.
Yeah, I still think.
I thought it was a purchased game.
If you're blocking me for something that was not originally in my terms of service, and I spent money on your game or in your game, I think there still should be some kind of monetary, and now if you define these things, and after you define these things, I purchase stuff, then that's on me because I defied your terms, But at the same time, too, just not defining what exactly compensates hate or harmful is always a slippery slope. I mean, we've seen it in so many different services.
Have really very different opinions on what qualifies.
We've seen it on Discord communities. We've seen it.
Even game community managers have widely different ranges of what's considered hateful.
We've seen it in YouTube, different things like that, where people determine different things as. I mean, not to even mention, the current regime of, you can't be racist to white people or something like that, where...
And those community managers are really extremes. Because, if you're going to do it, then you need to stop all hateful speech. You're not supposed to pick and choose. You're supposed to go, let's avoid all racist
that's why you put it in black and white, and you enforce it to the T of the code, I'm not
even going to tell you some of the stuff I've read now that it's Pride Month. Just some of the things being said on some of the gaming groups. Like I saw such a ugly statement about cisgender people that mine was blown. It was like the nastiest thing I've heard said about a group, and I'm like,
I
Not
get
good
you, Flynn.
behavior.
Flynn in the chat room says terms of service can be changed as defined in the terms of service. They get you going and coming.
That
yes.
is true.
They all say
Ubisoft,
this can be changed at any time.
Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Well, but no, I don't have to change what I said because that's why I made a neutral statement. I didn't say specifically for Valorous. Valorous is free to play. So you know what? They can do what they want for the most part. Though, like he said, it gets wonky when a person has a lot of investment in it. But here's why I have to say I don't support with you. I'm not as much with you. That is optional. Versus you purchased the game, they locked you in, and then they changed it. That's optional expenses you chose to do. That's
Well,
like
buying a game's an optional expense.
but that's like wanting your donation back. You know, it's like microtransactions to me are almost a donation.
Well,
to the game.
no. You are paying for a object.
And you can't use it if they block you.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
It's no different than buying a game, especially free-to-play games, because I'm more likely to buy things on a free-to-play game to support that game because I enjoy that game. Now, if they kick me off, I'm not going to be enjoying that game anymore.
I guess it's because I've never spent more than $5 or $10 on a microtransaction free-to-play game. I've never gotten to a significant amount. But that like $70 buy-in for like, or $80 if we listen to, Embracer guy, $80, $90. Like, yo, man, I bought, because to me, once I bought a product, you owe me access.
I mean,
Valorant, you don't do that.
I've probably spent around $60, $70 worth of stuff on Path of Exile 1. Why? Because I have over 1,000 hours into that game, and it was free to play. And so I bought some stuff because I want the servers to stay
Hey,
up.
look, dude. Man, the most expensive game I've ever played is by far like Elder Scrolls Online because I have spent a lot into that game, mainly just because of the membership to get my dang storage space up.
Yeah.
But I've had like many months. So that game, I probably bought it 4 times over. But you also know what? They ain't never tried to take away my effing access. So I jump on and play all I want, and there you go. But the statement stands. I think all three of us are correct in our opinion that if you buy a game especially, the microtransactions, Xeno's not wrong. I just don't have as strong a stance on
it's
it.
an opinion, dude. There is no incorrect or correct.
That's what I'm saying. But no, but even then, it's a good opinion. It's just, but for me, more so is that if I bought your product, you owe me the product. And if you change the rules that makes it so I can't play it, then you owe me some of my money back minimum. Because like, okay, well, you've taken away the product. You don't get to keep the money and take the product because, I use the R word, because I grew up and went to school with people and that was a dang medical term for it. And y'all decided that ain't the term anymore. That doesn't mean I shouldn't get to play my dang game I bought. Because, that's what they called it. That's what the teacher called it. That's what they called themselves. It was like, it was what the R word. But now apparently it's hate speech. Okay, that's fine, but I might slip. And if I slip, doesn't mean that should cost me $80. Or $70, I'm sorry.
Well,
Embracer wants $80.
That's the other problem, dude. Half the time
it's a slip or an
I don't
accident.
even know what the bad rules are,
Well, it's not only that, but how much of this is actually being recorded versus it's, he said versus he said. So if you get into a pissing match with somebody and they falsely report you if you say something you didn't actually say, not only are you losing access to your game, but you didn't do anything to even deserve to begin with.
Hey, at least in the case of Valorous, you only lose access to Valorous. Let's go into the expo.
Oh, no.
At least when my son's gotten banned, it was because he texted something stupid, which I told him don't ever put it in writing.
But I mean, it's like
live and die by that one.
It's like midget and Latino, If I know people who are midgets, and they're like, yeah, midget's the word, man. That's I mean, what else would it be, And then of course you hear, on the thing, oh, you can't say that, And then like Latino, for a while they were like, oh no, it's Latinx or
Latin X, which then all the Latino people said, no, it's not.
Yeah.
And then they called those people hateful. And I'm like, wait a minute, are you calling the people whose name you changed hateful for saying that this word doesn't exist in our language?
So, I mean, we
like who gets banned? Who gets banned if someone calls someone Latinx? The Latino person says, F you, you bastard. That's not what we're called. And they both report each other. Whose side do you take?
Yeah.
Do you ban the minority? Or do you ban the privileged white person that's trying to tell them what the hell the name of their group is? But also, it's on the right side of history. Okay. All right, let's get into something else.
All right, let's talk about Sony. What blood?
Let's talk about something more fun.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about more fun,
Well,
but Sony.
Sony had their state of play.
Sure it wasn't a PC state of play? Because I saw a lot of great PC games, man. I was like, man, we got some good stuff coming to PC. Yeah. Some of those games specifically are PC games. I was like, yeah, PC, mobile for one. But I'm like,
It's Astro Boy.
Astro Bot.
Oh,
You gendered it, you're canceled.
Well, I thought wasn't Astro Boy?
I got him. I want to get blood.
Isn't Astro Boy a game?
There is an Astro Boy, but that's Astro Bot. You misgendered the bot. You're in trouble now.
Yeah, well, I mean, there
Can't play Valorant.
There are bots that identify as him. We don't know here.
Yeah, there is. We'll get to that in a moment. Yeah. No. By the way, PSN account banned. Lost all your games. There you go. See, you just lost your PSN account. Dude, me and Bloodaxe are probably pre-banned on PSN accounts. If we signed up for a PSN account, I think we literally would sign up and it would immediately go, you're blocked. Like, they just like, we know who you are. We blocked you as soon as you made your account.
Especially me. You can get away with it because you're black. Me,
No, dude, I've had a grudge with Sony for a long time, buddy. I know Sony has definitely got me on a list. my grudge with Sony is epic. Yeah. Get it, epic.
Yeah, I get it. I got the
all right, and then there's this one,
the lowest rated thing from the entire
Concord.
You got a thing on it, like how bad it got destroyed.
Let's see, I do have it.
You did have it, like it was 83% downvoted.
There it is. Yeah.
Concord. 82.3.
Reveal trailer has a 76.99 negative rating, while its gameplay trailer has a 82.39% dislike rate. And the comments from fans haven't been any better, with Concord being panned for numerous things, ranging from appearing like other Overwatch clones to having no soul.
It is essentially a PvP team versus team shooter. And the character designs are just lame. Like, the main thing that got criticized was that the characters are very poorly designed. They're some of the lamest and just uninteresting designs I've ever seen. I mean, I think you can probably pull up a couple of pics. Like, just really uninspired. There were also some things other people complained about, but despite the fact that we tease about it, we don't really care about claims of woke as much as people think. I mean, yes, there is like no white male characters on the roster at all, and it's got like about a 12-person roster, but I don't really care about that. I just was amazed at how unimpressive most of the character design are, because people have been saying it looks like they tried to make a Guardians of the Galaxy knockoff and Overwatch. I mean, dude, that's literally a gorilla guy. That's Overwatch, and a lot of the characters, and these aren't the worst. These are actually the better looking character designs. When we saw the others, like, they are just not very well designed characters.
The actual gameplay.
Yeah, but like the character roster is very dull looking. It doesn't look as good as like I said, Overwatch or what's that other one my boys play? I forgot the name. But there's another shooter that's another
Fortnite?
one of those, huh?
Fortnite.
Not Fortnite, the other one. But yeah, but like the character design in Fortnite is great. It's cartoony, but it also has a lot of well-known characters. Overwatch characters are well designed, but it's pretty dull. Like you had one where you had the lineup of the faces, all the characters that you had somewhere. Yeah. And I mean, it's just people were unimpressed with the look of it. It's not. They said it's gonna actually be you got to buy it, so it's not free to play like most of those other games, like Valorant and Fortnite, where normally when you have these PvP shooters, the online shooters, where it's versus team, Overwatch style matches, normally it's free to play. No, it's a game. They're going to charge for it. That's failed every time. Every attempt at one of these clones where you've tried to charge for the base game has failed badly. So it's an automatic failure. I mean, 82.34 downvotes from Sony's fan base. That's a fail. That is a huge fail. And the character designs, like I said, are subpar, not impressive. For some odd reason, the main thing that pops up when you select your character, I don't think Bloodaxe saw this, is like they also got all the pronouns on there. Again, not a big deal to me, but odd that it literally is class and pronouns are the first thing that pop up. And I'm just like, okay, I don't think anybody cared what the pronouns of the robot was or anything. But again, it shows that priority of where they're coming from. You know, and yeah, this is probably an SBI. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it pops up later on SBI Detected, because it definitely checks a lot of the boxes to be that. But to me, it just looks bad. Like, show them, like, the character art. Like, to me, that's not even the biggest deal. I mean, yeah, look, you know, class, pronouns in the upper right. I don't care. I just think that's horrible. Like, that is the worst looking armor I've ever seen. And that's a box. Like, right next to her, that's just a person's head in a box. I get it. The game doesn't look good. Like, the characters look boring and uninteresting. They're just not very well designed. Like, none of these characters look cool. I don't see them becoming mainstream popular characters. It looks like a cheap knockoff of Overwatch. That's the best way to put it. It looks like an Overwatch knockoff, and it looks like a subpar. He's not showing you the really questionable stuff, like where are these characters, and that ain't what I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on the fact that I can't believe Sony put this in their expo when this game looks cheap. This looks like an indie game knockoff of Overwatch, right, Bloodaxe? I mean, isn't that that doesn't look as good as Gears 5? And I'm not talking about character design.
The character design looks bad. The graphics don't look too bad to me. I thought they looked. I mean, for this type of game, that's expected graphics levels, dude. I mean,
if it was free to play. But no, dude, like, that doesn't look great. And also, we don't know what the real
game. Have you played Overwatch or any of those games? They're not the best graphics. I've got 2 boys. I have watched a lot of gameplay. I mean, this looks on par to me graphics.
You don't know. Also, dude, that's all trailer. You don't know.
Well, yeah, that's true.
That good. But, like, what the hell is that? Like, that is...
What?
Show them the picture of that character. That is just a...
God.
Yeah, here you go. You had several characters in that shot. Like that. That's one. And see if you can go to the other picture. You just drop back one, because it had, like, several of them.
Yeah.
And then I guess that's Michael Jackson, Jabali, and that's pretty lazy. That's just the clunkiest friggin' armor I've ever seen. And then that's mid. You know, it's like these characters don't look interesting. And what's weird is they said they had people from Destiny, and they don't know. Some people say that might be a white guy. That guy might be. There's some people don't know. They said he could be, could not be, and I'm like, who cares? He just looks boring as well. Like it all looks like bad. Oh, he's got on headphones. Maybe this is just a Guardians of the Galaxy knockoff. But anyway, it's just boring looking. And for this to come from the people that they said some of the people that worked on this worked on Destiny, and I'm like, I remember Destiny armors looking awesome. You know what I mean? Like totally sci-fi'd up and awesome. This is not impressive. But I don't really care. I don't play PvP anyway. Like, I'm mainly covering it because the people who went to watch the expo downvoted the crap out of it. So it's not liked by the Sony audience and has been very severely panned.
Yeah.
So first game that's exclusive to PlayStation looks bad. The Astro Bot, we don't even know what the heck it is or care.
Well, I mean, it's the return of Astro, which Astro, I think, is a series that has been on...
I mean, it's a little robot, too, so maybe it's reminiscent of Astro Boy, but Astro Boy is a different character. He's the one that's, like, a little weird, shirtless robot.
You know what's sad, though? If this is the game they're pimping out... what's the other crap going to look like?
Oh, wait till you see, man. They did not have a lot of good exclusives. That's kind of going to be the theme of this, is that they did not. And he's looking through the Astro. You're not going to find anything, buddy. The Astro series ain't that big. Do not be fooled. He's trying hard to find more Astro, and he's bringing up...
Well, because it says Astro is back, you know. So, I mean, that would imply that this is an ongoing series by them. Anyway, God of War was announced. Now, this one pissed off a lot of people.
You in particular.
Once again, because of the PlayStation Network. Same reason why I haven't got Ghost of...
But at least they said that's mainly for the multiplayer part of Ghost of Tsushima. What's the story with this?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, Ragnarok doesn't even have a reason to have this because it's a freaking single-player game. It shouldn't even be online.
That's what I brought up. Yeah, I said, doesn't that mean it has to be online to play? Basically, if you get it on Steam, you're going to still they're making it mandatory that you do the PSN sign-in. Yes, that's right. For the single-player God of War Ragnarok game, you will need to be online and link to a PSN account, which, as we've already covered, so we will not completely rehash, means that they can ban you. In fact, the whole reason they said they were doing this was for multiplayer to stop toxic players. Who the hell are you being toxic to? Yourself? It's a single-player game. You're probably not even going to have a mic. So there's no reason a single-player game should require the PSN login.
Well, PC gamers in countries without PSN also hit out,
Oh, yeah, they can't play. You're right. That's going to
they're not going to be able to play. So this is once again also limiting their player base, their market, which makes no sense for a single-player game.
And like I said, I was actually wanting to get God of War Ragnarok. But now I'm not. I'm like, oh no, because I played all the other God of War games. I was waiting on them to go on sale. I've been waiting for hopefully get to about at least a 40% or so I could get God of War and God of War Ragnarok.
The other God of War has started going on sale now.
It's getting there.
And I mean, the summer sale is probably going to be pretty the best price on God of War.
But I want to play the whole series, and I ain't going to get that one. Now that I know I can't play God of War Ragnarok, because I'm not going to link to that. Because again, I know I'm going to get my butt banned from the PSN network. And then that means I just gave them a bunch of money and then they told me I can't play my game. Because remember, they ban your PSN account at Sony, which means all of your games are gone. That's important to remember. That's why I won't do it, because I'm not going to lose $200-$300 worth of games. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't like something I said? Hell no. Plus I like to be able to mod my games, and mods are something that can get you banned.
Yeah.
And I don't like not being able to mod my PC games. That's one of the reasons I literally play PC. You got to remember, you can't mod a game that's doing that's on there without risking losing everything. And so I don't want it.
Yeah. Now I will give them some cred. It took them a really long time to get this game out, which I've hated. And it is weird that they finally are pushing it out now that they've started doing the mandatory PSN.
There is a big notice on it, though. I do like that. They have a very well
Steam made sure to have a notice. Also, the game is $60 and includes the Valhalla DLC as part of the purchase. So the game will be $60 and include the DLC.
Prove it. Where does it say that?
Digital Deluxe. Let's see.
Up. It says content. It shows the content right up there. They had all three of the content.
Well, that's soundtrack, digital art. Right here. Full game available for PC, Dark Horse Digital. Let's see. Official God of War.
It says the Digital Deluxe includes Valhalla, but does the base one include Valhalla?
Somewhere it
says Digital Deluxe includes it.
So Digital Deluxe includes. Okay, so
does the base game?
Well, this is the Digital Deluxe. I think that's the only. Oh no,
Digital Deluxe. Is higher.
But I mean, that's God of War Digital Deluxe Edition.
Yeah, you got to get an upgrade for it.
So maybe it's the digital $69 then.
So $70 if you want the bundle.
What's the Digital Deluxe Edition have?
And God of War Ragnarok came out before they pushed games to $70. So of course it's $60. It came out before the $70 push, man. That game came out a few years ago. So it came out before the $70 push. So $60 is full price. So yeah, $60 is full price. It's not on sale, even though it's been out for a while. You got to sign on a PSN network. Now, only $10 for Valhalla. That's a pretty decent deal. But no, Sony doesn't do sales, dude. And Sony always charges full price when they put stuff out on PC. I've never seen anything hit PC at a discount from Sony. I'd be shocked if it wasn't priced. Now, maybe Ragnarok was $70. I don't know. I may be thinking the original God of War. I don't know what the original PlayStation price was.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the original PlayStation price was.
Yeah, all editions also include access to God of War Ragnarok DLC. No additional cost.
Hey, what it says on Steam, I don't trust it.
The Deluxe Edition has the soundtrack and all that crap.
When I see it on Steam, I believe it. I don't trust. Hey, look, man, that ain't what Steam said. We were just on Steam.
Well, no, the Steam just did not say it specifically. It didn't say that the digital deluxe included the thing either, though.
Yeah, it
No, I mean, it shows what the digital, but it doesn't show what the regular edition.
Go to the regular edition.
When you go to the digital deluxe upgrade, digital deluxe includes full game Valhalla, but it doesn't say in addition to. And then if you go here, there's just the digital deluxe edition is the only one they show the contents of. So it's just bad. It's bad wording. But apparently, the Sony event said it's included in both editions.
I trust Steam.
So
that's just me, though. I trust Steam. I don't trust Sony.
Just saying, it's supposedly included.
Well, either way, you're not buying it.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna. Man, I don't want to stick to my guns on this. I really want this game, but I refuse to do PlayStation.
But all you got to
Network.
do is say one wrong thing or comment, and then you lose it. And I will never stop.
Who am I going to
FNG.
talk to playing God of War?
Oh, no. Sony has been known to get...
It's single player.
No, you're forgetting. Sony, when it comes to their network, will go check your Twitter. Like, they've been accused of checking your Twitter, your other comments. Oh, no. It doesn't matter what you say on this game. This is your
Come watch our
PSN.
show, Sony. Fuck you.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, fuck Sony. But like, they've been known to, because it's not the game getting you banned, it's your PSN network. Yeah, see, our boy in the chat, Flynn, is even saying he's not paying full price for a game that's over 2 years old. I agree. I'm absolutely not doing that either.
Well, no, I'm not. Definitely not going to pay the $59.99 for it anyway. I mean, now here's the thing: I borrowed the first God of War from somebody and played it, and I was going to, whenever it went on sale, I was going to buy it on PC, even though I've already played it, just to own it.
Oh no,
I definitely ain't doing that now. You know?
Well, heck, I mean, go check. You may need to sign the PlayStation Network for the original God of War on PC now. They may have retroactively changed it.
That is true.
It's Sony. But I just don't, if I know I can't play the whole series, I don't see the warning on there yet.
Don't.
But then that doesn't mean they may not have thought to put it on there because it's an older game. Like, they may not be retroactively. I wonder if you need to sign in. Can you play it offline? Usually you can look at the modes and it'll tell you if offline's available. Like, let's see.
Single player.
Like, can you play it offline is a good question.
Yeah, doesn't say.
But basically, so second game, controversy. Second big game, God of War has pissed a lot of people off. Bunch of controversy over it. So not going so well so far. We've got a game nobody knows about. First exclusive, looks terrible. Second one is not even exclusive, it's going to PC. Already shut out a bunch of countries and started the whole Helldivers drama all over again with single-player game requiring it. Until Dawn is just a remake.
Yeah, and it's coming to PC, which
Not
is also
exclusive.
included in that whole God of War hate.
And probably will require a PSN. Probably requires a PSN sign-in.
Then you got some VR games, which VR is still not.
If we're not checked, the VR is not doing well for PS2.
Yeah.
That's according to their own Nike announcements on money made on that.
Then they announced Path of Exile 2, which is a
PC game.
Well, it's not just a PC game; it's also an Xbox game, and so I mean
So
that's
not
not
exclusive.
exclusive.
Monster Hunter Wilds, we know dang well ain't exclusive. It's a Nintendo game. But it is. It's like that's a Nintendo franchise. So obviously that's going to be coming out on Nintendo.
It's coming out on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and Microsoft Windows.
They didn't mention Nintendo? That's weird because Nintendo owns Monster Hunter.
Yeah, but the Switch is old, dude. It
May not be able to handle the new game.
it.
It does look good. I will admit this. New Monster Hunter looks good. We were already saying we hope we can get Bloodaxe to try it and get past the tutorial. Play with us for a while. You quit on games quick, man.
Dude, I played Monster Hunter with y'all.
You did, but I just can't get over the whole friggin' Fallout 4. You didn't get out of Sanctuary Hills, man. That
It was boring.
You didn't play it. You literally walked up to the beginning of the game and said, Man, what's this tutorial junk?
Yeah. I mean, Monster Hunter is just always going to look pretty.
I like the way the combat looked. I saw some of the combat. Actually,
Yeah.
I watched some gameplay, and the great sword's looking hot. I ain't seen my change axe, y'all. I'm a switch axe, and the other one. I'm the two weapons, man. The two charge blade and switch axe guy. I didn't see him, so I'm a little nervous. But great sword was looking really good. It really was. And then, like, the auto crossbows there, and we were saying, man, we'll get Bloodaxe to bring out his gear shooter skills. Me and Zeno run in face first.
Yeah.
He covers us with the. I mean, you've been running a crossbow on Grounded, right? Dominating.
Yeah, actually, I've been beating up on the Mantis pretty steadily with the crossbow.
So we get you the big heavy super crossbow in Monster Hunter Wilds, man. You join up with us. I know how to make you play. I'll buy you a copy. You gotta play it in, don't you?
I've been trying to play Remnant with you, but you won't play it with me.
I called you. You didn't. I called him after the show. Don't y'all believe that? I called him that evening. He was, I fell asleep. Then I called him the next day. I was asleep again.
Sadly, Monster Hunter Wilds may not be cross-platform.
Oh, so you may be safe then, because I would definitely get that on PC, and we may have to wait for it to become. I think they're gonna add it because they did it for all the other ones eventually. So I'm pretty sure it's planned.
Most of them to Game Pass, yeah.
Yeah, they usually make it crossplay eventually. I'm almost sure they'll eventually get it there. But I guess that makes you. I guess you're safe this time, Bloodaxe. We can't make you play if it doesn't have crossplay.
Yeah,
until it comes out.
Zeno won't play with me anyway.
We just hijack jumping his game, man. You gotta learn how to join another person's game without their permission. Just pop in.
Oh, Silent Hill 2, another controversy.
Another remake. Character model designs changed dramatically. Like the female characters have been put into that neutral shape. You know what I mean? That kind of bland. Especially the nurses. They went at the nurses hard. They went after the nurse models and toned them down significantly, which is amusing considering they literally are supposed to represent temptation. So it's hilarious when people get a game so poorly that the characters that were representative of the internal sexual frustration and temptation of the character while his wife... Oh, I'm sorry, with spoilers. They literally are meant to represent sexual frustration. So they are meant to be attractive because he wrestled with these feelings during the course of the events of the game, and he's guilty about them. By making them, like, toning them down, you're like...
Well, that's the thing, though. I mean, whenever they do this, they never take into account... They always go... they don't take into account the environment, the reasoning behind it, anything like that. They just go and say, nope.
But there's actually a story element
I know,
for their
but
appearance.
there's been story elements about things before that they've changed and just not cared. So why Silent Hill? Why would they care now?
So again, more controversy. So like the other game that's exclusive, and they screwed it up again. What did I say though? If it's exclusive to Sony, what did I say? They will mess it up.
Yeah.
These are the only people if Sony somehow redid Who Framed Roger Rabbit, they would take the femme fatale Jessica Rabbit and make her like horrendous looking, and you'll be like, the whole line, I'm not bad, I'm just drawn this way, wouldn't even work anymore.
Yeah.
Because but they don't get it. Like they don't even understand. VR game.
Another VR game, Alien VR game.
Marvel Rivals free to play, but you know what they did,
we've
and
talked
the problem
about
they've had,
Rivals recently.
Not looking good.
Dynasty Warriors.
Now
Origins.
it's Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, it's if you like Dynasty Warriors,
it's Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, you'll get more Dynasty Warriors.
We watched it; looked good.
If you're not big into the Dynasty Warriors, then
hey, you know what? It has a nice graphics upgrade. Hold on,
it does.
It does look better than all the previous Dynasty Warriors. I got to say, I like the graphics. They definitely gave it the next gen upgrade, at least for the trailer. I forgot. Well, we got to remember that. That's important. For the trailer, it looks really good. Like, jump to that. Show the combat. Like, it actually, like, in-game, that is surprisingly detailed armor. I was like, that looked really good. And the number of models on screen at once,
yeah,
it's definitely been upgraded. But when you watch the combat, it's Dynasty Warriors. It's Dynasty Warriors. You're juggling 50 guys at once. It's Dynasty Warriors, man. See? Dynasty Warriors. You know Dynasty Warriors. Yeah, they had a fist weapon before. So Dynasty Warriors. But if you like Dynasty Warriors, looks good for Dynasty Warriors game. Personally, to me, I don't think Dynasty Warriors has a place anymore after the Hyrule Warriors games and some of the others. I thought those were a lot cooler. Them going to other franchises that had different stories, I thought was really fun. I would have preferred to have seen them grab another game, like maybe a Castlevania Warriors game. Man, with the whip and fighting a bunch of zombies, and then you bring in the Devil Fortress. Oh God, use the series, my boy Isaac. Isaac, man. I would like to see a Castlevania Warriors. Heck, Bloodaxe would too. You know you love Castlevania Bloodaxe. You play a Castlevania Warriors. Running around with Belmont, man, fighting all the enemies. You know, let me get my boy Isaac in there. Netflix Isaac. The game Isaac was a terrible character. Netflix, that is a rewrite that was amazing. Hey, and you know what? You can bring in the one from the later series, the Nocturne, those characters. There you go. Now you got a full cast of characters of all or types for the game. I think they should do a Castlevania Warriors would be a really good game. I would love to see that. Oh, according to our boy Flynn, they said they're already... Oh, it said it's only single player. Well, dude, yeah, wow. Is the new Dynasty Warriors only single player? Fun that Dynasty Warriors was playing with friends. Oh, that would kind of suck. I've never played Dynasty Warriors a single player game. I've always played it. I grew up with Flynn and his brothers, and we played Dynasty Warriors in groups. You know what I mean? We played multiplayer. Get in there 2 people. That's terrible if it's single player. They took out the co-op, then screw this game.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a 1 versus 1,000, bringing back to the roots of Dynasty Warriors.
Wow, if it doesn't have co-op, man, then it still looks good. If you like Dynasty Warriors and you play it by yourself, fine. But to me, it was a hack and slash game you played with your friends, so that's unfortunate. But man, I actually really like that idea, man. I almost want to send that over and be like, yo, y'all need to make Castlevania Warriors. Like, you know, get to play as Alucard. Oh man, Alucard.
But I'm not seeing a lot of people complaining about it, but...
I mean, Flynn's bigger on the Dynasty Warriors series. If he says it, I believe there's probably some hate.
Yeah. Well, dude, I mean, if it's single player and it used to not be single player, there's going to be hate. Because anytime you change a mechanic like that...
That's a big change for people who've been playing it co-op for years. I mean, I don't know when's the last time it's been co-op, but when I played through the first few of the games, it was always co-op. And we always played together.
But, I mean, it is Origins, and apparently the game was originally single player, so...
I mean, it's still a backstep. But all right. Either way, that's not been wetting people's whistle anyway. Dynasty Warriors, it's if you're into that series. Oh, see, Flynn says there's a big article out on it about the.
Yeah, I'm just not probably in the right group to see it. You know,
no, that's fine. That just means that another thumbs down for a PlayStation original, just continuing the trend of controversy or a bad. I'm not trying to hate on it, dude. This is their people. We're not even vested in it.
Well, I mean, Dynasty Warrior Origins, I don't think is that a Sony exclusive anyway? No, it's PlayStation 5, Windows, and Xbox. So it's another game.
So the one I tried to compliment wasn't exclusive. I'm trying, Sony. I'm not a total villain here. I can't find anything to compliment you on.
Ballad of Antara.
Free to play RPG. It looks really good in the trailer, but it's free to play and it's also coming out on mobile.
Yeah.
So we're wondering what that's really going to look like. Yeah, see Bloodaxe's face? That immediately made me go I don't know what that game's really... And it's free to play. And I'm just like...
And they've been really... they showed nothing but cinematics, and they've been really
no gameplay,
quiet.
Minimal.
And they've been really quiet about the fact that it has a mobile version as well. Because, I'll be honest... That does tend to leave a bad taste in people's mouth.
That means microtransactions, because if it's free to play, there's got to be some way it's monetized.
Yeah.
So this game is going to be monetized, and if it's on mobile, even more so. So we said, it looks pretty, but how's it going to look on mobile? Does it even really look like this if it's cross? And what's the monetization? Because a single-player free-to-play game is unusual. And I think it's single-player.
No, it can have multiple players. It's supposed to have up to 3 additional players.
What the heck is this then?
I
have no idea.
Besides an engrossing single-player narrative, Ballad will also offer multiplayer support up to 3 players.
Story quest, exploration, infinity content. I got to see what the monetization is on this because it's got to be monetized some way. And when I saw mobile, you know how bad monetization is on mobiles. You know, me and Bloodaxe won't touch anything mobile related because of the heavy amount of monetization. I imagine Zeno feels the same way. He's a little bit more friendly to mobile games. You played a few mobile games, but you don't throw your money away at it. I won't even touch them. I don't even want to get into a game that's centered on that heavy amount of monetization. Because I've never seen a free-to-play mobile game that wasn't pay to win. I just haven't. I've never seen it in my life. So I don't know what the trick is here. But hey, you know what? We'll put this in a maybe. We won't thumbs down this one. This is a maybe, but there's a lot of red flags.
Yeah.
Free-to-play, mobile, multiplayer, there's something going on. And the fact that you can't find out, like we went clicking, and there was not a lot of info on what the gameplay model is, which is always a bit sus.
Yeah.
When you go clicking around, like he's looking now, and you don't really know, you can't seem to get a whole lot about how this is going to be designed and how they're going to finance this game. Because especially Sony, you know, Sony don't play that. Like, Sony wants their money. It's like, I know Sony is not giving away a free game. Ever. So, what's the trick? Nobody knows. They say about updates. Maybe you got to buy all the updates. I don't know. But there's going to be something to it. You know, we'll see. Maybe it's supposed to be a Genshin Impact style game. I'm not a mobile guy. So, and I don't trust that. Like, I trust free-to-play multiplayer games because I know how they're usually monetized. I don't even know what to think of a technically single player.
I mean, other than it says developer Titwork also states plans to continually update Ballad with post-launch with new zones, story content, and emissaries.
There's more characters. So yeah, this is some kind of
Ballad of Antaria is coming to PS5, PC, and mobile platforms. So.
Yeah, it's mobile, and I mean, it even says single player as its main descriptor, even though you can bring in other people. It says single player. It's considered a single player game.
So yeah, they said there'll be more near the end of the year on gameplay. So
we'll put this. You know what? We won't thumbs down it. It's a maybe. This is a dress-up adventure game.
All right, yeah. Next I mentioned is Infinity Nikki, which is like a dress-up game or something. Open world dress-up adventure.
And she has cute outfits.
Yeah.
Dress her up like a doll.
So
I'm sure it'll be an amazing.
Then they did a very cinematic trailer of Where Winds Meet. Obviously, we're hyped about this. Once again, not a PlayStation game. Yeah, not a PlayStation exclusive.
It's primarily PC. Like, it's now also coming out on PlayStation, but this is a PC game. This was PC from the beginning, but apparently now it's also going to come to PlayStation.
So, yeah.
So, again, not an
if you're
exclusive.
interested in Where Winds Meet, definitely worth watching the trailer. Shows a lot of really nice cinematics and get you sort of hyped, you know.
Probably on the PC. Probably the trailer was played on a PC.
Most likely. I mean, I can look at the trailer and we can probably see if it says at the bottom not rendered on PlayStation. Let's see. No, this is actually captured on PS5. Mix of gameplay and in-game cinematics. Some camera angles adjusted for trailer use.
I don't know now. They said adjust for trailer use. That means they doctored it up.
But it was captured on PS5.
All right. So there you go. But once again, not an exclusive. In fact, I think one of the biggest complaints I saw when I went to, because I have YouTube following, I follow PlayStation fans, Xbox fans, PC fans. The biggest complaint I saw from PlayStation hardcore fans was that half of the expo was not PlayStation games.
Well, dude, exclusive. I mean, most of these
are not even 50% of these, honestly, unless you count the VR.
The VR stuff,
But like, as far as console, more than 50% of the console games are PC also, and several of them are PC and Xbox. Like, a lot of this stuff's going to be in the Xbox Expo. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of this is going to be in the Xbox Expo, too.
Yeah, we'll probably have more exclusives on the Xbox Expo.
Probably. I mean, so, was that all of it? Is that the last of it?
That's it. That's
oh, wow. So, there you go. So, of the exclusive we saw, nearly every exclusive game was a reboot. Or remake.
Yeah.
Of the ones that weren't, we had a dress-up game, a multi-shooter that
I don't even know. Was the dress-up game a PlayStation exclusive?
I believe so. I think Concord's exclusive. And then it's like the VR, really. Like, the stuff that's not on at least PC, it was like almost nothing really. I mean, like I said, the exclusives were just not really there.
PlayStation 4, and PC, but yeah, not Xbox on the Infinity Nikki. Which is
so while you had several games that weren't on Xbox, you didn't have. They weren't lying about putting everything on PC. Nearly every game was on PC. Nearly every single game was on PC also.
And I mean, yeah, Concord being PlayStation and Microsoft Windows is honestly stupid because once again, if you're gonna compete with Overwatch and Fortnite and all that, you need to be multi-platform, not exclusive to.
Because you can play all those on everything.
Yeah.
And they're not, dude. Trying to step into that market's asking to get curb stomped. I'm sorry, but Fortnite and Overwatch have a stranglehold. And what is the name of that other stupid game? The other's one. And they have a stranglehold, man, on the whole genre. They have an absolute stranglehold. And worst, if your game doesn't even look interesting, you're dead. So, yeah. I mean, what do you think, Bloodaxe? The PlayStation Expo, I know you weren't interested, but was it even worse than you expected or about what you thought?
Well, actually, no, because you'd expect something to get you hyped about wanting to get a PlayStation, and there's nothing that even makes me remotely interested in getting a PlayStation. So, no, I mean, it's kind of lackluster, ridiculous.
I mean, I'm usually jealous.
Yeah.
I mean, I've admitted it, have I not? We have watched PlayStation Expos before, and IQ have admitted, man, sometimes I hate my beef because I'll see a game I want to play.
Well, yeah, because they had they had a couple of Chinese cultivation type looking games that were
RPGs.
interesting in the past.
Like, where were the RPGs?
You know, they've had some good RPGs in the past, but no. Well, I mean, dude, when 2 weeks before this, you know, you have
all Squaresoft.
you have a company go, fuck all this exclusive stuff, and Sony. More companies may have been like, yeah, hey, we're not going to be exclusive.
I mean, honestly, if you want a theory, to put on McQuinn's tinfoil hat that says F Sony on it, I don't think they wanted to show what they did show. I believe that they had so little exclusive content, that's why they had to show so much stuff that wasn't exclusive. There's no way that they wanted to go on this expo with the crap selection of exclusive games they had. Especially stuff that's also on Microsoft showing up on there. There's no way they intended that. And worse, it was a very short expo. That was not even 10 games, was it? Might have been 10, but it didn't feel like 10
PlayStation
games.
tends to have a couple of expos. I think they're supposed to have another one in September, so...
Still, I've seen better, and the fact they couldn't pull together a roster of PlayStation exclusive games, to me, shows they don't have them. And maybe, like you said, I'm just backing up your statement of maybe it's because people aren't going exclusive with them anymore. So they didn't have the legs for it. You know, they didn't have the options. Because their previous expos had a lot of PlayStation-only games. Because I remember us checking and going, man, that game looks good. Is it coming out on anything else? Nope. Is it coming out on anything else? Nope. Now it's like, oh, what's this game? Oh, it's on PC. It's on PC. It's on PC at Microsoft. It's on PC. It's on PC. You're like, wow, everything coming out is on PC, and sometimes it's coming across on everything. You probably shouldn't have any game that's coming across everything on your specific expo. I'm going to be honest. That's not a PlayStation game if it's every platform.
No, I'm not going to say that, dude. I mean, you have multi-platform stuff come up on all the expos. It's part of...
maybe one or two.
You know, I mean, heck... You don't think Xbox would have preferred Where the Winds Meet be, have its first debut to American audiences, like real debut? Because, I mean, it hasn't really, we've been pulling it out of obscurity for a while. This is the first big American thing, American-oriented thing that we've seen.
Yeah, I like the way they tried to make it look like it was a PS5 game, too. They definitely didn't really go into that multi-platform. They said, this is written on the PS5, and hey, look what's coming to PlayStation. And I'm like, it's coming to everything. I like the way they are trying to spin that,
Well, yeah.
But it's going to be in the Xbox Expo, too, though. But you said, oh, yeah, Where the Winds Meet's going to show up there. I bet money on that. They're going to cover it, too. They're not gonna let the people think it's a PlayStation exclusive. they'd be stupid to not cover it. You know, like I'm pretty sure they're gonna cover it.
Yeah. Actually, it may be a PS5 exclusive.
Oh, wow. They do not have anything for Xbox. All right. Well, we're not exclusive, but like it's PC and PS5. So right now it's not showing for Xbox.
Yeah, Xbox may not have invested in.
Sorry, Bloodaxe, you don't get to play it.
And they better not make that a PSN game. I can't say what I'm gonna do because it would be probably illegal.
I don't know. They said Microsoft Windows, not just PC. Because some stuff said PC, some said Microsoft Windows. I doubt PSN Network will be required for the Microsoft Windows version of the game. Because some games said PC, some said Microsoft.
We'll see.
That would be weird if your Microsoft Windows version required you sign into Sony. If they do, then that's going to be a problem. Because I really want to play that game, but I do not trust Sony to have control over my game access. Ever.
Now, apparently...
it would kill the game, too.
An Xbox port for Where Winds Meet has not yet been decided and is still in consideration. This was after users in the Discord were debating back and forth whether the game was a PS console exclusive like so many before it. So
that's still up for debate. Well, we'll know by the Expo.
I will say, man, their Discord has been quite active recently. I joined their Discord and I've gotten several notifications where they've been trying to get things moving.
It is purely single player, right? Do they have any multiplayer elements to it?
I thought we read somewhere where there was some multiplayer.
There was talk of it, I think. But, so overall, though, the Sony Expo was probably one of the weakest I've seen from them. And, I mean, I'm not even gloating because it was kind of just sad. Once again, it's just kind of like, man, where is... They didn't even mention the Ghost of Tsushima PC port, which is pretty big, but it didn't even get brought up.
Your mention of the umbrella, actually, one of their tweets is, when using the umbrella as a weapon, and it's excellent... Its excellences in both offense.
And they meant to say excels.
Yeah.
Clearly, dude, it's translated from Chinese. Like, be fair. You know,
it requires a delicate balance between opening and closing while maintaining an elegant posture during combat.
So looks like that's going to be its own very unique fighting style. Game just looks amazing, man. Where the Winds Meet, still our main one. But yeah, there you go. So I'm just kind of amazed. I hope now, again, doesn't mean Xbox is going to be any better, but I will say there's definitely room because, like, that was the dullest. Like, I saw nothing I wanted to play, like, aggressively that wasn't something like Where the Winds Meet. All the other games were maybe, or mired in controversy. I don't know if Xbox is going to have the same problem, but given that they don't have the PSN for PC thing going on, like, you can get most games, well, actually, there hasn't really been an exclusivity issue with PC for Xbox. Usually, the only time you have to use the Xbox Network is when you're getting it through Game Pass.
Yeah,
so that's just not a problem for Xbox.
Almost all the Xbox games have also been on
PC.
And on Steam.
And normally on PC, like a full Steam game, Steam rules. So that just already puts them ahead of Sony for any PC port, is that no game I know of has been, you've got to be on Xbox Live to play, that's come to PC. It's been a pure PC game every time it's hit PC. I mean, as far as I know. Now,
we have Starfield, which, has no required,
Yeah, you don't have to have an Xbox or anything. You can just get it. And that's one of their most recent games that we know.
Now, maybe
Halo?
Halo Infinite may... See, now Halo Infinite doesn't say.
It doesn't have any warning about that you have to sign in to Xbox to play Halo. And it's cross-platform. So, I mean, that alone means you're getting more security, less risk of losing your game. That's going to make their Expo better, just alone that there isn't the PSN debacle. Also, Xbox has never been talking crap about being exclusive, so, if the game's on multiple platforms, it's not a big deal to Xbox. They don't kind of care.
Yeah.
But Sony has lived and died by its exclusivity, and it seems to be, like, as far as PC is related. Now, don't get me wrong, the PSN thing means it's not really
Yeah.
available to us. But the good news is, I'm not.
Well, it's not a pure bitterness towards Sony though, and
well, for me, it's also I don't want them to take my dang games away.
well, yeah.
I mean, Ubisoft just did that, man. We covered that. I don't trust Sony having the ability to turn my game off.
Yeah. All right, guys. So let's wrap up here. We're an hour and almost hour and a half long today. So, anyway, be sure to go to Dicejunkies.com where you find links everywhere we're online: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on our YouTube channel. And as every week,
We hope you enjoy.